Hello, my name is George Fox, and this is a story about my son Phoenix. Phoenix was born July 18th, 2002, seemingly a happy, healthy boy who scored very well on all of his newborn screening. However, at 3.5 months of age, he was diagnosed with hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, or a thickening of the walls of the heart. Many things can cause this condition, but 3 months and many tests later, we found out it was Pompe disease. Phoenix's condition was deteriorating. However, with the administration of an experimental drug, his heart disease reversed. This was awesome. Also, the decline of his physical strength slowed, but still persisted. Phoenix was able to stave off artificial ventilation until he was 3 years old. Phoenix is now 6 and stable. However, he requires the use of a ventilator 24 hours a day. He's able to come off for short periods of time, but no longer than an hour. His physical strength seemed to be trending ever so slightly weaker, but this is a very slow process. He's able to still enjoy many things. He loves going for golf cart rides, playing on his computer, taking baths, and cruising around in his wheelchair. Here are a few examples of activities Phoenix does on a typical day. Okay, so in this section I wanted to show how Phoenix operates his computer. What you see here is basically it's a mouse. It's a trackball mouse that I've mounted underneath a regular piece of wood, and I cut an opening for it so that he can rest his hands on top of the wood, and the mouse is below the surface. So he operates the trackball with his right thumb there. And you can see his left hand it will turn up on edge every couple of seconds, and he's clicking the mouse. And upcoming here, he's going to be playing a game where he paints cars by pushing and holding the left hand while controlling the trackball with his right. Can you do it in red? Can you do it red? Good. You do green. Good jobby. The computer is really important for Phoenix. It allows him to do a lot of things that he can't normally do. You know, he can't hold a pencil or markers or anything like that. It's very difficult for him to do, but he can get pretty good satisfaction out of the computer. Okay, so with this next section here, I've showed him how to use our computer, and a little sequence he does here all on his own. He'll click on the start icon down at the bottom. Now this is all Phoenix. I sort of showed him how to do this, and he scrolls up to the Internet Explorer selection there, and he'll click on Internet Explorer. He opens the Explorer window, which in this case is MSN, and then he clicks on the search window and then scrolls down. He can only scroll down so far, so he has to go over to the right there and click down on the down arrow. Now he's looking for the word Diego. All these different, all this previous search history, he's going through it looking for the word Diego. Obviously, he wants to watch Diego, and then he'll see Diego. He'll go and he'll click on the Diego, and then he'll highlight it, click on it, and then it'll go up into the search window, and then he'll have to go over to the green search button, click on that search button. And again, I guess a lot, there's probably there's a lot of kids that can do this, not that significant. And now here he goes over and clicks on the previous or the search results, and he gets the Nick Jr. website. But like I was saying, a lot of kids can do this, but this is all new grounds for Phoenix, and it shows some of his cognitive ability, which people question, and his ability to get results with minimal movement ability. So he's able to venture this world even though he's severely disabled. And he's really starting to like the computer a lot. And of course, once he's on the Nick Jr. website, then he can kind of just go hog wild. He can sort of do all kinds of things. You said that the port is prime. Okay, so from computers to infusions, it's a technology theme. This is on the 10th floor of the University of Florida Health Science Center at Shands Hospital, and we are getting Phoenix's infusion. And you can see he's all kind of prepped and ready to go. I'm getting ready to access his port here, which is in the upper right-hand side of his chest, closest to the camera. You can see I have his hand tucked underneath his hip so he doesn't sort of start playing with that area of his chest, which is clean. You can see a little sensor there. Actually, the port is right next to the electrode, right where I'm putting my hand. Unfortunately, this is not a great angle, but right under my left hand there, I'm trying to feel in between my thumb and my index finger. I'm trying to feel for the port, which is about the size of, say, a nickel. It's like a nickel implanted underneath the skin. And so I'm feeling around for the port. I want to make sure that I've identified it and that I can find the center of it, and that I also need to be able to stabilize it. And then once I can determine it nice and stable and I found center, you want to be good and confident so you don't miss. Have missed before. You give it a good push, and you're right in the center of the port, and then I will actually draw back on the syringe here. Once it sets in nice, I'll pull back and watch closely here, quickly. Right there, it was the blood. So that's good. It's a good draw. It's always a nice kind of relief when you see that, because it is easy to miss, and everybody is susceptible, nurses included. Everybody can come up there and miss. So it's something that we've been doing for a couple years now, and one of these days, I guess the hope would be to be able to get rid of the port. That's for sure. One day not having to use that would be a blessing. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're very grateful to have what we have, but you're always looking to do something to help your child get better. This one should work.
Yeah, sure.
We usually use the other one that has a slit in the middle, but this should be okay.
Well, if you prefer it, it makes no difference to...
Bubba? Uh-huh. So there's the finished product. This is actually a new port. I hadn't seen these ones before. It's purple instead of yellow. It's got a little different wing configuration. But it's who's ever supplying the new product of the day. That's usually how it goes with ports, isn't it? It's pretty much all kinds of hospital equipment.
Whoever's got the best
Yep.
market at the time.
Yep. I'm actually saying port right there, and I really mean the access needle itself. That's what's changed. But the port, actually, is a good point. He's had that port for 5 years now. The actual Infusion port, which is implanted under his skin, has been there for 5 years now. But you know, it seems to be working okay. Knock on wood. But you know, it would be nice to one day not have to have that port. That's for sure.